Shalom, my friend. I am Rabbi Boaz, the Torah life strategist, and today I am going to expose the absolute structural incompetence that is currently keeping you in a state of financial slavery and spiritual stagnation. You are frustrated, you are praying for a miracle, and you are working yourself into an early grave, but your money is essentially homeless. You have no structure, you have no anchor, and therefore you have no mazal. While the rest of the world is gambling their lives away on the latest digital trend or living paycheck to paycheck like a common beggar, the wealthiest 1% of the Jewish elite have been operating under a specific tri-vessel anchor for 3,000 years. A ratio so powerful that it makes your bank account immune to economic collapses, government theft, and the Ayin Hara. Today, I'm going to reveal the 33-33-33 Jewish wealth ratio, and more importantly, I'm going to give you the third vessel secret later in this briefing, a secret that allows your money to grow supernaturally while everyone else's is rotting in their hands. If you miss this one detail, you're essentially building a house on sand, and I am done watching you act like a victim of a reality you were designed to rule. You think you have a money problem? No. You have a management problem. You are managing your resources like a fugitive, always running, always scared, and always leaking energy. A sovereign does not run after money. He builds a throne that money is forced to sit upon. In the Hebrew language, wealth is called kavod, which comes from the word kaved, meaning heavy. If your wealth has no weight, it will be blown away by the first wind of chaos that hits the market. Most of you are currently lightweight individuals with lightweight bank accounts, and that is why you are drowning in the exile of effort. Today, we are going to reconstruct your financial gravity. The Talmud, in Tractate Bava Metzia 42a, gives us the blueprint that has created more billionaires per capita than any other system in human history. A man should always divide his money into three: 1/3 in land, 1/3 in business, and 1/3 at hand. This is not an educational suggestion. It is a structural requirement of the universe. If you violate this ratio, you are operating in a state of tohu, chaos, and the divine presence cannot dwell in chaos. The first 33% is land. In the architecture of the soul, land is the foundation. It is the physical anchor that prevents your mazal from evaporating. Why did the Creator promise a land to our fathers? Because without a physical base, the spirit has nowhere to land. Most of you are investing in paper or digital ghosts that have no gravity. You have no physical stake in the earth, and therefore you are a wanderer. A wanderer can be evicted at any moment. A sovereign owns the ground he stands on. When you put 1/3 of your wealth into physical property, you are telling the spiritual realm, I am here to stay. You are building a permanent vessel, a klai that can hold the high-voltage blessing of the upper worlds. Land represents the binah, the understanding and containment of your wealth. It is the boundary that says to the world, this is my territory. The second 33% is business or commerce. This is the flow. This is where the mazal is generated. Business is the laboratory of the seed. You take a raw idea, you apply the fire of your discipline, and you create a product or service that adds value to the world. This is the masculine energy of creation. If you don't have 1/3 of your wealth actively working in the marketplace, you're not a partner with the Creator. You're just a consumer. Consumers are the lowest frequency in the financial food chain. You are currently a consumer of other people's structures, and that is why you are paying the chaos tax every single month. You need to own the means of your own mazal. The third 33% is at hand or liquid reserves. This is the protection. This is the salt that preserves the other two vessels. Most people are either 100% liquid, allowing their money to rot through inflation and impulsive spending, or they are 100% all in, which means they are one bad month away from total collapse. Both of these states are retarded. You are playing a game of Russian roulette with your children's inheritance. You need 1/3 of your wealth ready to act at a moment's notice. This is what gives you the holy arrogance to walk through the marketplace without fear. When you have the third vessel secured, you don't make decisions based on desperation. You make them based on strategy. You're realizing right now that your current ratio is 100% chaos. You have no plan, no structure, and no dignity in how you handle your sustenance. You have been looking for the reason why your prayers for wealth go unanswered, and I am giving it to you right now. You're asking for more light while your vessels are broken or non-existent. God does not fund confusion. If you are serious about moving from a leaking vessel to a sovereign container, you need more than just a video. You need the full architectural blueprint to stop the leakage. This is why I have released the technical manual for your new reality. The Mazal Reconstruction. It is a 30-day operational covenant that forces you to do the demolition of your beggar habits and install the industrial-grade plumbing of a sovereign. It contains the exact protocols to seal your terminals so you can even start building the 33-33-33 ratio. If you are too cheap to invest in the manual of your own life, then you have already declared yourself a loser, and the universe will treat you accordingly. The link is in the description. Get the manual, execute the 30-day purge, and stop being a host for the parasite of poverty. A sovereign owns the link, or he owns nothing. Now, let us go deeper into the spiritual physics of why this ratio is mandatory. In Kabbalah, the universe is built on a triad system: Chochmah, Binah, and Da'at. Wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Your wealth must mirror this divine structure. Land is your Binah, the physical container. Business is your Chochmah, the spark of creative flow, and your reserves are your Da'at, the connection and protection that binds it all together. When you have this balance, you create a spiritual tripod. Try to stand a table on one leg, it falls. 2 legs, it falls. But 3 legs create a stable platform that can support infinite weight. This is why Jewish wealth is heavy wealth. It doesn't disappear in a night. It doesn't evaporate during a recession. It is anchored in the earth, flowing in the market, and guarded in the vault. Most of you are trying to build your entire life on a single leg. You are relying 100% on your job, or 100% on your gambling, or 100% on your savings. You are living in a state of extreme fragility, and your soul knows it. That is where your anxiety comes from. It is a signal from your Kli that the structure is about to collapse. You need to reconstruct your Mazal. You need to understand the third vessel secret I promised you. The average person thinks at hand means money in a bank account. They are wrong. In the elite circles of the strategists, at hand means the Shemara reserve, guarded capital that is never, ever touched for consumption. It is money that is dead to your lifestyle, but alive to your opportunities. When you keep a third of your wealth liquid and guarded, you are creating a suction in the spiritual realm. Nature abhors a vacuum. By having a large, empty, liquid vessel, you are commanding the universe to send you opportunities that require capital. The person with no liquid reserves never sees the million-dollar deal because his frequency cannot detect it. He is only tuned to the station of survival. But when you have the 33% at hand, the master architect begins to send you the distressed assets and the fire sale deals because he knows you are the only one with the vessel to catch them. You become a redeemer of wealth. This is how billionaires are made in the dark while the beggars are sleeping. You are currently paying the ignorance tax because you are too busy spending your reserves on status symbols that only prove you are a slave. A sovereign doesn't buy a Rolex to show he has money. He keeps the 33% to show he has power. Your lifestyle is a leak. Every time you upgrade your car before you have secured your land vessel, you are punching a hole in your Mazal. You are trading your foundation for a shadow. How retarded is that? You are a steward of the king's gold, and you are using it to buy trinkets from the king's enemies. You need to stop the bleeding. You need to adopt the Seder, the order. Look at your bank statement today. If it doesn't reflect the 33-33-33 ratio, then you are a financial fugitive. You are living outside the law of the Torah, and therefore you are outside the protection of the Mazal. The reconstruction is not a suggestion, it is a survival protocol. We are entering a time of global static. The old systems are shaking. The people who are 100% liquid will be wiped out by inflation. The people who are 100% in business will be crushed by the coming volatility. Only those with the tri-vessel anchor will be left standing. You have been warned. The time for thinking about it is over. You need to perform a radical audit of your life. You need to start moving your resources into the correct containers. Even if you only have $100, you divide it. 33 for your future land, 33 for your business seed, and 34 to stay in your hand as a shamura. You are training your brain to think like a sovereign. You're installing the operating system of the elite. Whoever is faithful in the little will be trusted with the much. If you can't manage $100 using the ratio, the Creator will never trust you with 100 million. He's watching your structure, not your intentions. He's looking for an architect, not a dreamer. This is the hard truth of the strategy. The world is a construction site, and you are either building your throne or you are digging your own grave with the shovel of your chaos. Most of you will watch this, feel a temporary rush of motivation, and then go right back to your beggar habits. You will close this video and go buy a coffee you can't afford while your land vessel is empty. That is why you will remain in the exile. But for the few who have the heavy character, the ones who understand that their soul is the blueprint and their life is the construction, the path is clear. You need to stop the leakage. You need to seal the pipe. You need to follow the 30-day covenant I have laid out for you. The technical manual, the Mazal reconstruction, is the final piece of the puzzle. It will show you the SALT protocol to preserve your reserves and the privacy shield to protect your business embryos from the jealousy of losers. It will teach you how to command your morning so that you are tuned to the frequency of abundance before the world starts broadcasting the signal of lack. If you want to own the future, you must first own your own habits. The link is in the description. Purchase the manual, execute the protocols, and for the love of the source, stop managing your life like a beggar who is waiting for a handout. The waterfall is falling, the reservoir is full. The only thing missing is a vessel that doesn't leak. Build the vessel, secure the ratio, claim the crown. I've given you the strategy. The execution is your burden. If you fail to act, do not come back to this channel complaining when the next economic wave sweeps you away. I am Rabbi Boaz. I don't give hope. I give the architecture of victory. The 33-33-33 ratio is the law. The reconstruction is the work. The link is the gateway. Go build your kingdom in silence and let your results do the shouting. You have the tools now. No more excuses, no more begging, just construction. Your current state is a direct result of your current structure. To change the output, you must change the vessel. This is the law of spiritual physics. It is undeniably true and mathematically certain. 1/3 in land, 1/3 in business, 1/3 at hand. Do not deviate. Do not compromise. Do not be flexible with your destruction. Be an architect, be a sovereign, be whole. Shlemut is the only frequency the king recognizes. Are you whole, or are you a collection of broken parts? The next 30 days will decide your destiny for the next 30 years. Choose wisely. The link is in the description. The reconstruction begins the moment you click. I am done talking. Now you must start building. Land is not just a title deed. It is a holding. It is the physical manifestation of your Bina. It is the space where your family is safe from the winds of the marketplace. When you have your land secured, your spirit can rest. And a resting spirit is a spirit that can hear the voice of the source. You can't hear the strategy when you are worried about the rent. That is why the ratio starts with land. It removes the static of survival. Once the static is gone, the business flow can become a flood, and the reserves can become an ocean. But you are trying to build an ocean in a thimble. Stop it. Get the manual. Learn the architecture. Execute the 30 days. This is the end of the begging. This is the beginning of the blessing. Final call. Action. You must understand that the 33-33-33 ratio is a recursive pattern. It applies to your time, your energy, and your attention as much as it applies to your money. 1/3 for your foundation, 1/3 for your expansion, and 1/3 for your observation. If you spend all your time in expansion, you have no foundation to stand on. If you spend all your time in observation, you never expand. You're out of balance. You are a crooked vessel, and a crooked vessel cannot catch the straight light of the Creator. You need to straighten your life. You need to align with the Seder. Look at the people you admire, the ones with true stability. They don't have one business. They have a holding company that owns land, businesses, and cash. They are mirroring the divine triad. They are in the image of the architect. You have been trying to be a creator without a plan. You have been trying to be a king without a kingdom. It is time to stop the charade. Reconstruct the mazal, fix the plumbing, secure the ratio. The reservoir is pushing against the valve right now. All you have to do is turn the handle. But the handle is stuck because you have filled your life with the gunk of pride and the rust of negligence. Clear the gunk. Turn the handle. Let the mazal flow down. This is the mission. This is the strategy. This is the way. I am watching the analytics of your soul, and I see the potential, but I also see the chaos. Choose the order. Choose the Seder. Choose the 33-33-33 ratio. The link to the reconstruction is waiting in the description. The 30 days are waiting for your commitment. Don't let another $1 million leak into the dirt because you are too arrogant to follow a blueprint. The Creator blessed the builders, not the talkers. Be a builder, be an architect, be a sovereign. The waterfall is calling, the bucket is in your hands. Fix the bottom. Reconstruct the mazal. This is the last time I will warn you about your lack of structure. The global economy is shifting, and the lightweight people will be blown away. Make yourself heavy. Secure your land. Launch your business. Guard your hand. The 33-33-33 ratio is the only insurance policy that is backed by the laws of spiritual physics. Get the manual. Build the vessel. Claim the wealth. The Mazal reconstruction is not just a book, it is your discharge papers from the exile of effort. Take them and walk into your sovereignty. The work is hard, the path is narrow, but the result is eternal. Your soul is the blueprint, your life is the construction, the cement is wet. Start building. Every second you wait is a second of leakage. Every hour you delay is an invitation to the Ayin Hara. Don't be a host for the parasite any longer. Seal your borders. Protect your seed. The 33% in your hand is the evidence of your trust. It is the proof that you are ready for the midnight download. When you have that reserve, you are telling the source, I am a steward who is ready for more. I am a partner who can manage the overflow, and the overflow will come. Not because you are special, but because you are prepared. Preparation is the highest form of prayer. Build the walls, and the light will have no choice but to enter. This is the final decree of the strategy. The construction begins today. The strategist is silent. The architect must now execute. No more excuses. No more begging, just building. Secure the ratio. Reconstruct the mazal. The link is in the description. The time is now. You must recognize that the 33-33-33 ratio is the only way to achieve true kavod. Without it, you are just a man with some money, and money without weight is a curse. It leads to arrogance, it leads to distraction, and it leads to ultimate loss. But when your wealth has gravity, it becomes a tool for the redemption of the world. It becomes a source of light for your family and your community. You are not building this just for yourself. You are building a sanctuary for the divine presence in the physical world. And the Shekinah only dwells in a place of order. Seder is the key. 33-33-33 is the lock. The manual is the hand that turns the key. Go to the description, get the manual, Start the 30 days and stop being the reason your prayers aren't working. The waterfall is open, the reservoir is full, the pipe is yours to fix. I have said enough. The execution is your responsibility. Do not come back to this channel in 6 months still complaining about your bad luck, if you haven't even fixed your wallet or secured your land. The Creator gives to the stewards, not the slackers. Be a steward, be a sovereign, be the architect. The link is in the description. The reconstruction has begun. I will not repeat this briefing. Your life is the construction. Build. One last reminder. Never step on a breadcrumb, never flush the toilet with the lid up, and never manage your money without the 33-33-33 ratio. Shalom.